Hello and welcome to this introductory video for OCR's 2016 Cambridge Technicals in Performing Arts. My name is Kelly Sweeney. I am the Development Specialist at OCR and I've been working on the development of the Performing Arts Suite. I'm really excited to be able to share with you our 2016 Cambridge Technicals in Performing Arts. They're available for teaching from September 2016 and contain 5 different sizes of qualification: Certificate, Extended Certificate, Foundation Diploma, Diploma and Extended Diploma. All of the Cambridge Technicals in the Performing Arts are categorised by the DfE as Applied General and are graded at Pass, Merit, Distinction and Distinction Star. The Performing Arts Suite consists of 32 units, which we'll look at later. All units are graded as Pass, Merit or Distinction for qualification certification, and all units must be achieved at a minimum of the Pass level. We've designed the qualifications to give students flexibility within their study programme. Depending on the size they choose to study, your student's qualification may make up the bulk of their 2-year study programme or be taken alongside other vocational or academic qualifications. Whatever route they choose, you can be confident that your students will be able to progress to a university degree programme, professional vocational training or into employment where they could continue to study. The certificate is 180 GLH, which is equivalent in size to 1 AS level. Your students will need to complete 2 units to achieve this qualification. Both units are mandatory and externally assessed. I'll talk more about the external assessment towards the end of this presentation, but you can be confident that we've taken an approach that truly represents the nature of the performing arts sector and one that we believe your students will really be able to succeed in. Our certificate will give your students a broad grounding across the subject. Because its size is 180 guided learning hours, it makes it suitable for your students looking for a qualification that will complement other subjects in their study programme and prepare them for further study. The extended certificate is 360 GLH, which is equivalent to 1 A level. Your students will need to complete 5 units. There are 4 mandatory units, units 1, 2, 3 and 4. Units 1 and 2 and 3 are externally assessed, but Unit 4 is internally assessed, so they will be marked by you. Your students will then choose one other unit from the 4 optional units available at this size. Again, these are all internally assessed. The internally assessed units at this size are from a group entitled From Any Art Form Units. This gives your students the flexibility to complete these units through any art form of their choice. We believe that this will engage your students and really allow them to focus on their passion and creativity. It's also an added bonus of a simple co-teachability. So from your perspective, you'll be able to teach these units to students who want to demonstrate their skills through different art forms. The size of qualification gives your students the flexibility to take other qualifications, vocational or academic, alongside it. Your students will be able to progress to a university degree programme, professional vocational study or into employment where they could continue to study. The Foundation Diploma is 540 GLH, which is equivalent to 3 AS levels or 1.5 A levels. Depending on the pathway chosen, there are 6 or 7 units in this qualification. Your students must choose one of 4 pathways: acting, dance, music or theatre production. Units 1, 2 and 3 are still mandatory, along with the techniques units from the pathway that they have chosen. Depending on the pathway, your students will then choose 2 or 3 units from the optional units in their pathway or from the Any Art Form units that I spoke about earlier, and can be adapted to suit the pathway that your students are taking. This size qualification will give students a broad understanding of performing arts and also prepares them to progress to a degree programme, professional vocational study or into employment where they can continue to study. The different pathways enables your students to learn the applied knowledge and practical skills and knowledge required for specific art forms within the performing arts sector. The Diploma is 720 GLH, which is equivalent to 2 A levels. Again, depending on the pathways, there are 7 or 9, up to 9 units in this qualification, but now your students can choose one of 5 pathways: acting, dance, music, musical theatre or theatre production. Units 1, 2 and 3 are still mandatory, along with Unit 32, plus the techniques unit for the pathway that they have chosen. Just like the foundation diploma, the pathway chosen will determine the number of units your students complete. Your students will choose 2 or 4 units from the optional pathways or from the any art form units, which of course can be adapted to suit the pathway that your students are taking. Our diploma will form the bulk of students' study programme, but gives them the flexibility to study other smaller qualifications alongside it. They could then progress to a university degree programme in a relevant performing arts discipline, professional vocational training, or into employment where they could continue to study. The extended diploma is the 1080 GLH, which is equivalent to 3 A levels. Just like the diploma, depending on the pathway, there are 10 to 13 units in this qualification, and your student can choose one of 5 pathways: acting, dance, music, musical theatre or theatre production. Again, like the diploma, Units 1, 2, 3 and 32 are still mandatory, but now with the addition of Unit 33. Plus the techniques and performance units from the pathway the student chooses are also mandatory. Your student then chooses 3 to 6 units from the optional pathways, from the option within their pathway or from the any art form units. As always, these can be adapted to suit the pathway your students are taking, providing them with great flexibility and the ability to really focus on what they're truly passionate about. Our extended diploma in performing arts will form the bulk of your student study programme in preparation for progression to university, vocational college or employment. All of our qualifications are fully nested. This provides a very useful facility in being able to drop students down to smaller qualifications such as the certificate if they do not stay for the full term or change their direction, providing recognition for what they have achieved. For other students who are highly motivated by performing arts, topping up to the larger qualification sizes such as from the extended certificate to the foundation diploma or higher, if required, is also facilitated. This is not possible with similar qualifications offered by other awarding bodies, and for those of you who are not currently delivering Cambridge Technicals, we believe this offers you and your centre with a special opportunity to think differently, providing you with a real alternative choice. As I've mentioned, students that are taking the foundation diploma, or extended diploma will choose a pathway through their qualification. Each pathway is aimed at students aged 16 to 19 and will prepare them to progress to university or a specialist performing arts school. The pathways that are available are acting, dance, music, musical theatre and theatre production. These pathways are chosen as a result of research with universities, performing arts schools and employers. By developing the skills required in these key areas, we believe that students will be equipped to undertake further study in a range of performing arts disciplines. Feedback from universities, performing arts schools and employers was used to inform the content of these pathways, and letters of support from both can be found on our website. The acting pathway has been developed in collaboration with Birmingham Repertoire, amongst others. This pathway will equip your students with the knowledge and skills to deliver engaging and appropriate performance activities to participants of different ages, skill levels and physical abilities. The dance pathway will prepare your students for the modern demands of the dance industry, as confirmed by Inspire School of Dance. They will have the opportunities to explore different dance styles, giving them the depth and breadth of skills, knowledge and understanding that they will require. The music pathway has been developed in collaboration with Roland UK, the Association of British Orchestras and the Music Education Council, amongst others. We've designed the unit so that your students have the opportunity to explore different instruments, musical techniques and embrace modern technology to create music. The theatre production pathway has been developed in collaboration with LAMDA, RADA, Birmingham Repertoire Theatre, Birmingham Hippodrome and freelance industry specialists amongst others. For every performer that steps onto the stage, there are up to 8 more supporting them from backstage, be it lighting or sound technicians, wardrobe or costume makers, set designers or makeup artists. There are a multitude of opportunities within theatre production. We've designed the units so that your students can explore the wide range of knowledge and skills, but also specialise in their chosen area. The musical theatre pathway is only available in the diploma and the extended diploma sides as a qualification and has been developed in collaboration with Birmingham Hippodrome amongst others. The triple threat of acting, dancing and singing are at the heart of the musical theatre performer, and they need to be able to demonstrate their skills in each discipline. We have made the techniques unit of each discipline mandatory so your students can explore the different techniques and hone their skills, ready for the challenges of university or specialist performing arts school. Our collaboration with LAMDA and RADA really does put Cambridge Technicals in Performing Arts ahead of the competition. These qualifications will provide your students with what they need to achieve their goals, their dreams and aspirations. Do our competitors offer this level of quality? We don't think so. For the foundation diploma students, will have to take their techniques unit from their pathway. For example, if they're doing the acting pathway, they will have to take Unit 9, acting technique. For the diploma and extended diploma, your students will need to take the technique unit and performance unit from their pathway. For example, if they're doing dance, they will need to take Unit 13, dance technique, and Unit 14, dance performance. Building a sustainable career in the performing arts is at the heart of this qualification, and all of the units link back to this principle. We've designed Unit 1, Prepare to Work in the Performing Arts Sector, as a synoptic unit to which all others link back to. We suggest that you teach this unit long and thin throughout the whole course. What we mean by this is, as you're teaching the skills unit, you can spend some time discussing the roles, opportunities and potential route plans to further each student's career. Each student will develop their own plan through the course, and some may even change their plans along the way as they have exposure to new skills. For the extended diploma, there is a second synoptic unit, Unit 33, Original Performance. As the students will be spending the vast majority of their learning programme on this qualification, they'll be gaining a wealth of new skills, which they will bring together in a group performance. Depending upon the qualification size chosen, the vast majority of the units are internally assessed. This means your students will be set assessment assignments by you. You'll mark the students' work using assessment criteria in the grading grid. You can even give them some feedback. Once you're ready, you'll be able to make a claim and we'll moderate the work for you. To support your internal assessment, we'll provide a model assignment for every mandatory unit in the specification. This includes the pathway mandatory units. You can use these with your students, adapt it to meet your local environment, or use it as the basis to create your own assignment. Because of the nature of vocational qualifications, we believe that allowing you to create the assignments that meet your students' needs and interests will benefit them more and give them greater success. These optional units are all practical, and your assessment assignments should reflect this. But if you're unsure, an assessment checking service is available and can be accessed through the CPD hub on our website. However, it's not mandatory for assessments to be endorsed by OCR. Students can be assessed at any time within their study programme, and will provide you with 2 free moderation visits per academic year. This flexibility, combined with our efficient administration process, enables you to focus on what's important, delivering a study programme that meets the needs of your students rather than completing the additional paperwork that our competitors require. We'll moderate your claim when you are ready, but we'd suggest that you plan when you'd expect your students to be ready for moderation and discuss this with your moderator and get your visits booked well in advance, particularly in the summer term when it can get very busy. Your students can resubmit an assignment if they're not performed at their best, but you must use your discretion as to whether this is in their interests. We believe it's a real advantage compared to our competitors who require your students to complete a brand new assignment within a very short time frame. Our internal assessment really does put your students at the heart of the process, allowing them to reach their maximum potential. We'd also strongly advise that you leave time in your planning in case a unit needs to be resubmitted. And please remember that if your students require UCAS points, you'll need to have all of the units completed and moderated by the 30th of June. For more information on internal assessment, you could attend one of our live webinar training or watch our support video. We have designed the Cambridge Technicals in Performing Arts to meet the Department for Education's technical guidance. To meet these requirements, we have needed to include a minimum of 40% external assessed content for each qualification. We thought very carefully about the manner of assessment, as we feel passionately about assessing students in the manner that prepares them for the scrutiny of the profession. To this end, we've included recorded performance, report writing, and only one unit that is traditionally examined. External assessment means that the assessment is set by us and marked by us under the same controls as general qualifications. The same JCQ guidelines apply, and they can be found here. There will be 2 opportunities each year for students to be assessed, after Christmas and in the summer. This will start with the summer series in 2017. The dates are set by us. Should a student not achieve a pass in any of their externally assessed units, there will be an opportunity for 1 resit per unit at an additional cost, and the best result will be used. For externally assessed units where the content contains IE and EG under specific areas of the content, the following rules will need to be adhered to when we set exam questions. A direct question may be asked about unit content which follows an IE. Where unit content is shown as an EG, a direct question will not be able to be asked about that particular example. Let's have a closer look at each of the units and how your students will be assessed. Unit 1, Prepare to work in the performing arts sector. Your students will be given a job advert and in a pre-release 8 weeks before a 2-week assessment window. They will perform a pitch to camera in response to the job advert, answering a set of questions and performing an audition piece. They will also produce supporting documents for the job role. Unit 2, Proposal for a commissioning brief. The students will be given a scenario and a choice of brief as pre-release 8 weeks before a 2-week assessment window. They research their proposal and then in the assessment window produce their proposal. Unit 3, Influential Performance Practice. The students will be given a statement as pre-release 8 weeks before a 2-week assessment window. They will research the statement in the context of a practitioner of their choice and perform 2 contrasting pieces to camera. Unit 32, Arts Administration. This is a 1.5-hour exam consisting of Section A, multiple choice and short answer questions, and Section B, extended writing responding to a scenario. Unit 33, Original Performance. The students will choose one of 2 stimuli which will be provided as pre-release 8 weeks before a 2-week assessment window. They will research the stimulus and, working as a group, devise and perform a piece of work that uses the skills that they've gained throughout their whole course. They will also provide a report detailing how they've contributed to the piece and their evaluation. We provide sample assessment materials for the externally assessed units. This is because we set the assessment for these units. Sample assessments will show you what the assessments will look like, and you can use them as practice materials. Each year we'll make the exam from the previous year available as practice papers. You can download a sample assessment material and eventually pass papers from our website at www.ocr.org.uk. To be awarded a full qualification, a learner must achieve at least a pass grade for all units required for the qualification. If they do not, they will not be awarded the qualification. Students will be awarded a combination of pass, merit, distinction or distinction star qualification grades determined by the aggregation of points gained through the successful achievement of individual units. The number of points available for each unit depends on the unit grade achieved. For more information on this can be found in the qualification handbooks. You will need to refer to some or all of the following JCQ documents: instructions for conducting examinations, suspected malpractice in examinations and assessments, access arrangements and reasonable adjustments, a guide to the special considerations process. Find these at www.jcq.org.uk. If you have any questions and want to talk to us, feel free to do so. You can call us on 024 76 851 509 or send us an email at vocational.qualifications@ocr.org.uk. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has given you a flavour of the Cambridge Technicals in Performing Arts, and we very much look forward to working with you in the future.